Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Newstead Town Board regular meeting for February 27th to order. Please call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Pope.
Here.
Councilman Jadrowski.
Here.
Councilman Newton.
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Burke.
Here,
All present except for Supervisor Cummings.
would you please rise and Councilman Dugan, please lead us in pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd ask number 4, approval of the minutes for the regular meeting of the 20th.
So moved.
So moved. Do I hear a second? Second, the minutes have been approved and seconded. Any discussion? The minutes have been approved. Number 5, agenda changes. We'd like to add under new business a motion for the use of the cultural center by Lisa Mazer on April 2nd for a birthday party celebration. So please add that to the agenda. 6, communications. Dawn?
Yes, we received a letter from the New York State Unified Court System asking for the 2022 court audit to be done and submitted by March 31st. We received a letter and a new proposed contract between the town and the Erie County SPCA for the town's consideration. And we received a beer and wine permit request from Lisa Mazer for April 2nd at the Cultural Center for a birthday party, and that is it.
Thank you. The work session preceding the regular meeting of the 20th, we discussed various items. The water line fracture was fixed, which was good news. There was a concern with the backup of sewer for the library that was adjudicated, solved, taken care of. Okay, we went into executive session to discuss some items of personal nature, personnel, and potential litigation. 7:20, and we came out at 7:46 with no action taken. And other than that, it's the usual for the work session. Agenda item, are there any questions concerning the items on the agenda? Moving along, approval of the bills. My understanding is there are no budget transfers, so we'll go to approval of the bills. Is that Joe?
Yes. I'd like to submit the following vouchers for approval. General, $17,490.82. General outside the village, $175. Highway, $8,096.39. Knapp Road Water, $2,265.94 for a grand total of $28,028.15.
Do we hear a second?
Yeah.
Seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
In the negative? Hearing none, the bills are paid. Committee department head reports. I don't have anything from highway. Does any of you have anything from highway? Negative. Assessor, anything from assessor? I don't have anything.
I think everything got thrown off, Doc, because we had the meeting last week.
I believe that's exactly the answer, right? Code enforcement, nothing. It was pretty much a week ago, so. Too short a time. Town clerk,
Nothing at this time.
nothing at the, town attorney? I should say town attorneys.
Nothing at this time.
I don't want to slight you, Michael. Council persons report, Councilman Jadrowski.
Yeah, not much going on. I did talk with Dave Miller. I did see him in earlier today on the upcoming public hearing for the amendment to the noise law, basically. Ask him how he felt going into it, if he thought it was gonna address everything we needed, he felt confident it did. I also talked to Dan Kwolek on a couple issues with the emergency coordinator. If we do have the joint meeting next week with the village, I think I'll be discussing, I believe he will be there on some monies for cots, extra cots, and see what the village thinks on that as far as restocking, resupplying some things that they need. I think the total bill is about what, 25,000, Joe, on this list, so we'll see what we can accomplish working with the village on getting some of that done.
Do they anticipate where the cots would be stored?
No, that'll have to be discussed. I would imagine, I think what we'd like to see is where they'd be stored, where they're gonna be used somehow, some way. So you don't have to, at the last minute, try and get them there during,
The
like what we had with the blizzard.
disaster,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or any other disaster, yeah.
So you anticipate that Dan would be present?
I believe he said he would be there. I told him, I believe it was at our facility, which you confirmed in the work session.
Yeah, and my
As long as-
understanding is,
As long as we're still, with the bill's not meeting, I don't know how far they're gonna be behind to answer some questions. We'll just have to see how it flies, I guess.
yeah, I think they bumped it to next week, their village meeting that was canceled for tonight. Okay, Councilman Dogan?
I just last week met with and or had discussion with Colleen, Dawn. Email exchange with Emily with regards to a concern of a voucher. It was the only thing I had.
Councilwoman Pope?
Nothing at this time.
Councilman Burke, I had a discussion with the Highway Superintendent Bossanello, seeking information about the building that was purchased a few years ago that's up off Route 5 as a potential in terms of its shape, et cetera, and location and condition and accessibility for various aspects that the town would use it for. And I came to learn about its location and its size, thanks to Dawn, who provided a carbon copy of the site plan for that building. So I appreciate that. And I also talked about drainage issues that are of concern to the town and how to handle moving forward. That takes care of that. Unfinished business buildings.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to add with buildings that we didn't discuss, I did get a call from Dale Gooch this morning on ice that had fallen off the library roof with things warming up. He was on his way. I think he was here this morning. He was talking to Jen. I seen him in here this morning. And he's on his way to check the situation out, making sure the sidewalks and that were cleared from that. It's mostly on the dome part of the roof that we have that issue.
Dome part. Is there a walkway
Yeah,
proximate to there where the ice could then fall on potential users of the library?
yes, there is, but I believe there are like snow rakes and a guard up there, but doesn't mean a piece or two will
Won't
slip
slide
by.
down.
Yeah,
And the plumbing is working fine after you guys fixed it last week.
yeah, they came
No
in.
further.
I want to get new machine screws for the clean outs. And also make sure we have the right bit for it, because over the years, when Rotor has come in to clean it, if they don't have the right bit to take the screws out, they've been stripping the heads off of them, and
It's not good.
so I gotta take care of that. That won't be hard, but I'll make sure that we have the right torques for the job, so when they have to come, here it is. Instead of them trying to use a square bit or a Phillips or fix the torque.
So the specialty screws makes trouble for everybody if you don't have the tool to take them off.
Well, if you have the right tool,
There's no
they're
problem.
wonderful because they don't strip. It's better than a Phillips or a
Yeah.
flathead. But
So
if
they were
you don't
torqued.
have that, then you're right back to square one.
Planning? Any comments on planning? Moving along, water and sewer. I think there was Scott a week ago mentioned that the damaged lateral was repaired and everything's looking forward to doing the cosmetic aspect when the weather improves, which will be a few days from now, I assume. unfinished business, grants. Any comments about the grants? I don't think do any of my colleagues have any comments about the grants, recollection from what Scott mentioned? None.
That
Culvert grant?
Culvert grant, you mean?
The culvert grant, I think, is still in the hopper. isn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And we haven't received any further information.
The only grants that have been coming up is the long awaited Parks grant, which we talk about all the time.
That's only 8 years ago or.
And then
it
this-
started.
Then the senior center van, which is not our grant, it's one to Sarah.
Okay, thank you. Moving along to new business, I'll entertain a motion to appoint Louis Tandy to Erie County Environmental Management Council for term ending May 31st, 2025.
So move second.
Having been seconded, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The negatives? The motion is passed. I'll entertain a motion for the use of the cultural center on April 2nd for a birthday party submitted by Lisa Mazur.
So moved.
Is moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The negative? No negatives. The motion is passed. Item 12, privilege of the floor. Now is the time to stand, identify yourself, and it's, okay. We'll move to 13. Entertain a motion for adjournment. Do I hear a
Second.
second?
Second.
It's seconded by Councilwoman Pope. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you for your attention to this night's meeting and safe journey home. We anticipate a work session a week from tonight at the usual time, 7 o'clock.
I know.
Stay healthy. Thanks, everybody. Very much.
They a little better than that.